danced in the morning when the world was begun, and I danced in the moon and the stars and the sun, and I came down from heaven and I danced on the earth. At Bethlehem I had my birth. Dance then wherever you may be, I am the Lord of the dance, said he, and I lead you all wherever you may be, and I lead you all in the dance, said he.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Easter in a Bag from Avon Valley Churches. This week you've been hearing about Easter people, and I wonder what we mean by Easter people. Do we mean the Easter bunny? Maybe a big brown hair with floppy ears? Well, let's see if we can think about this in a slightly different way. The Bible teaches us that we are all loved by God. It doesn't matter if you are a boy or a girl, old or young, African, American, Japanese. Now, there was a very important African American man called Martin Luther King. He was famous for helping to lead the campaign for racial equality in America during the 1950s and 60s. Now that might seem like a long time ago to many of you, but it was when I was just a little girl. Equality means being the same, especially in status, rights or opportunities. And discrimination means not treating people fairly because of their age, their colour, their gender, their religious belief or any other reason. Discrimination against people of colour in America goes back to the days of slavery in the 18th century. But on the 28th of August 1963, over 250,000 people, both black and white, took part in a protest march in Washington. They were there to persuade the government to ensure equality for people of all races in America. But the day is most famous for the speech given by Martin Luther King. This speech is sometimes called the I Have a Dream speech, because Martin Luther King repeats this phrase time and time again throughout the speech, just like this.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
The whole speech is about 17 minutes long, and in it, Martin Luther King makes several references to the Bible. But the one I want to focus on today is, in Christ's family there can be no division into Jew and non-Jew, slave and free, male and female. Among us, you are all equal. This is taken from the Apostle Paul's letter to the new churches in Galatia. That's what we call Turkey today, explaining that we are all the same in God's eyes, and it is our faith in him that saves us, nothing else. So you see that Martin Luther King's dream is also God's plan for us. He was campaigning for everyone to be treated equally, just as God wanted. Many of you will have heard about the Black Lives Matter campaign, which hit the headlines again about a year ago. And sadly, this shows us that the work started by Martin Luther King has not yet been completed, and that people are still fighting for equality. So this is how Martin Luther King lived out the role of an Easter person. He believed God's rule that everyone was the same in God's eyes. He knew that we are all saved by Jesus' death on the cross, and he campaigned peacefully for what he believed in. So let's look at our crafts for this morning. If you are a preschool person, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be making a beautiful peace sign. And I've spelt out the word peace. And this is soft. This is nice and soft. And this one is a bit scrunchy. This one is shiny. This one is hard. And this one, ooh, this one feels really rough. So let's have a look what we've got in our envelope. There we go. Let's see what's in our envelope. Oh, so there we have our word peace. And what else have we got? I've got some things falling out. I've got some tissue paper. I've got, ooh, that's rough. I've got some sandpaper. What else have I got? Ooh, something soft. Must be the cotton wool. Okay, what else have I got? Oh, I've got a little bag of pasta. And what else? Oh, let's have a look. Oh, something shiny. Look, some beautiful, beautiful shiny paper. So, what are we going to do with all of these things? How are we going to make this beautiful word? We need to cover each letter with PVA. But I suggest you do it a little bit at a time. So put PVA on your letter, just a small part of it to start with. So I've started with the top of the P. Okay, and then put my glue stick down, and then I'm going to get some of these cotton wool pads, and if you pull them apart in the middle, it's really soft and fluffy. Okay, and you're going to pop those on top of your PVA glue. Okay, and then once you've covered up that bit of PVA, put a bit more PVA on and cover that up. If you cover it with PVA to start with, it will get a bit messy and a bit sticky, and it will all be very tricky. Okay, so there we are. So I've started making my P nice and soft and fluffy. Okay, so you do that all the way round. Okay, and you end up with a P looking just like that. Now the next one is the E. It's all scrunchy, and that's got scrunchy tissue paper on. So again, some PVA at the top of the letter E. Just do a little bit to start with, okay? And then take some tissue paper and scrunch it up into a little ball and stick it on the PVA. Okay, you can do whichever colours you like. You can do it multicolours, or you can do it one colour. It depends what tissue paper you've got in your bag, really, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm just tearing up. If you've got smaller squares, you won't need to tear them up, but mine are quite big, so I'm just tearing up a bit and I'm scrunching it up into a little tiny ball and I'm sticking it on. And you do that all the way around, and you eventually end up with a beautiful scrunchy E like that. Okay, now guess what? We're going to do the same on the A, but this time we're going to use the shiny paper. Now, if you want to, you can cut this into neat shapes, but I actually quite like to tear it because I like the different shapes that it comes out at, okay? You get irregular shapes, and I think that's quite nice. So I'm covering it with purple. I've also got some gold shiny paper here, or you could use the silver side, okay? It's entirely up to you how you do it. It's your choice, and I'd love to see your beautiful pictures when they're done. If you could get a grown-up to put a picture in the comments section. And there we go. So we've started with a shiny A. Okay, now we're going to miss out the C. We're going to come back to that in a minute. We're going to go to the other E, and we're going to do exactly the same thing again. And I'm going to take this really rough sandpaper, and again, I'm going to tear it up, and I'm going to pop it on to cover up the glue that I have just put on the final E of the word. Okay, so put some glue on, cover it with sandpaper, then put some more glue on, cover that up and work your way all the way down. So there I've started, and here is my finished one. Look, you can see I've covered it entirely in sandpaper. Okay, so don't forget, little bit of glue, cover it with something, little bit more glue, cover it with the same thing, little bit more glue, cover it, okay, till you've got to the bottom of the letter. Now I've left the C right to the end because the pasta is quite heavy and it needs quite a lot of glue, and you need to let it dry for a while before you start lifting it up, okay? So put quite a lot of glue on this one. So I'm starting off at the top of my letter C, and I'm putting quite a lot of glue at the top because the pasta is quite heavy, okay? And then I'm just going to cover the glue with pasta like I said before, and then put a bit more glue on and so on, okay? So I'm going to put the pasta on top of the glue. You can either do it neatly in rows or you can do it randomly, okay? Now then, you have to leave that to dry. You have to let it sit at the table for a good hour or so to let it dry, and then you're going to end up with this lovely touchy-feely piece. Soft, scrunchy, shiny, hard and rough. Love to see pictures of what you've done if you can. Okay, so if you are in the category of children that already go to preschool, to nursery school of some description, then this is your craft. Okay, so shall we look in our envelope? Let's have a look. I've got, ooh, a piece of blue card. How lovely. And I've got 2 pieces of yellow card. And I've got, what have I got? Oh, I've got some cupcake cases. Well, isn't that interesting? I wonder what on earth we are going to be making with these. Well, shall I show you? We're going to be making a beautiful dove, just like this. Now, why might we be making a dove? Well, we're going to make a dove because a dove is the sign of peace. Dove birds are white and they are often used as a symbol of peace. What to do is we're going to take our piece of blue, I've got 2, I wonder if you've got 2. I'm going to take my piece of blue card and I'm going to fold it in half like that. And then I'm going to very carefully cut it in half. I put that to one side. Now we're going to get our cake cases. We're going to fold these in half as well. So make sure your edges at the top are close together, and we're going to fold them in half like that. Make a nice firm crease and then open it out, and then we're going to cut along that crease as well. Lots of cutting involved in this one. So we've got 2 halves. Now, guess what? We're going to do that again. Right, so now we're going to use one for the body of the dove. So you should have some glue, okay? So I'm going to decide where I want my dove to be, and then I'm going to put some glue on the paper in the right place, and I'm going to put some glue on the back of the cake case as well. Okay, and then we're going to make sure that we get it the right way round. So we want the straight bit pointing to the top of our paper, and we don't really want it straight, we sort of want it at an angle like that. And then we're just going to squish it down hard And then if you haven't quite got enough glue underneath any of the places, you can just pop a little bit more glue on like that. And there you can see is the body of our dove. Now what we need next is the tail. So you can see I've left a little bit there so I can poke his tail underneath. Okay, so we're going to get one of the other pieces of our cake case and we're going to fold it in half like that. So we've got sort of triangle shape with a curvy bottom. And then we're going to put some more glue. Put glue on the bottom up there. Okay, so not on the curvy bit, on the pointy bit. And then I'm going to stick it down underneath the back of the dove like that. And you can see it pokes up beautifully. Next, we're going to need 2 wings for our dove. And we're going to make 2 beautiful wings. And we're going to stick them on to the dove. Okay, so again, we're going to need some glue. And this time, I think it would be sensible to put the glue onto the body. So put the glue where you want your wings to go. Like that, in the middle. Okay, now we want the curvy bit to point towards the tail. Okay, so put one wing like that, and then the other one like that. And then you can sort of tweak them and make the wings into any particular shape you like. Okay, so there is the dove with the wings. Now, what's missing? An eye and a beak. You need to cut yourself a little tiny triangle from the yellow card to make the beak. 2 snips, look, and you've got yourself a nice yellow triangle for the beak. Okay, bit more glue at the front onto the dove, and then you can stick our beak down. There is his beak. The only thing that's missing now is his eye. Okay, so I've got myself a nice black felt tip pen and I'm going to draw a circle and colour it in to give our dove a beautiful eye. There we are, there he is, our beautiful peace dove, to remind us of Easter and Martin Luther King. If you are in Key Stage 1, it's your turn now, and you're going to be making a beautiful peace heart hanging with some lovely, lovely tassels on. So let's have a look in your envelope. You should have a piece of paper, or it's card really, with a heart with the word peace written in the middle. You should also have lots of beautiful streamers cut out from tissue paper, and you should have a piece of wool. I've got 2 because I'm going to show you how to do it. And you will also need some colouring pens. Okay, so I've got some here. The first thing that you're going to do is you are going to need to cut out your heart. Okay, so you get your pair of scissors and you cut round as carefully as you can all the way round the outside. There we are. Beautiful cut out peace heart. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is you need to colour in the word peace. Okay, I'm not going to colour all of it just now. I'm just going to colour in 2 letters so you get the idea. And I'm going to do the first one in purple because purple is one of my favourite colours. And I'm going to colour this letter in completely. So you can see I've done it like that. And that's dark purple. Another idea might be, got another colour here, to just do lots and lots of little spots in it. You might decide you want a spotty letter. So I've put lots of blue spots in that one. I've just had one more idea as well. Another idea is you could do stripes. We could have stripy letters. Okay, so I've done lots of red stripes in that A, but it's up to you. You choose however you want to colour them in, okay? And I'd love to see some pictures. If you do want to put them in the comments below, that would be great. Right, next thing, okay, is we're going to put our little hanging up thing on the back. Okay, so if you find your piece of wool, and just fold it in half, okay? Put it in the dippy bit of the heart at the top, okay? And then put some sellotape across the back. Okay, just need a tiny little bit of sellotape to go across the back. There we go, like that. Now all we need to do is attach our streamers. So, get yourself some glue, either glue stick or PVA, it doesn't matter which one, and put glue all the way round the edge from the curvy bit down on both sides. Okay, so there we are. I'm spreading my glue quite thickly all the way from the curvy bit down to the pointy bit, so along that straight edge. Okay, so once you've got your glue on your heart shape, choose the streamers that you want. Now don't be tempted to put them along that way, along the edge normally, okay, because they don't hang properly if you do that. What we want to do is start at the bottom and put it down that way so it hangs straight down, okay. I'm going to show you another one now. So the next one you're going to put on straight, okay, so they are going straight. Rather than following the line of the heart, you're putting them on straight, okay. And I'm going to put a blue one on. You can see they kind of make a step going upwards rather than a straight line, because if we put them in a straight line, they don't hang right, they don't hang beautifully, okay? And you can see they are allowed to overlap, and then you end up with your beautiful piece hanging that you can hang in your window, in your bedroom, wherever you like, to remind you of Easter and peace and Martin Luther King. Okay, key stage 2, it is your turn now, and we're going to be thinking about that phrase that Martin Luther King kept repeating, I have a dream. We're going to be making a dream catcher like this. So hopefully, Easter Bunny, you can hold on to that for me for now, and let's look in our bag to see what we've got to do this with. Okay, so we've got a piece of card with a sign in it, on it. We've got some pipe cleaners. They used to be called when I was little, chenille sticks, I think they call them now. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, we've got lots of bits of wool. Fantastic, lots of different colours. And oh, my favourite, lots of beads and even some sparkly ones. How beautiful are they? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to cut it out, okay? So you end up with one that looks just like that, okay? And then you're going to write on it, okay? And you're going to write that sentence that Martin Luther King kept repeating, I have a dream. And then I've also written Martin Luther King on the bottom to remind me, okay? Next job, take 2 of your chenille sticks, okay? and you're going to get one end and put it next to the other one, and you're going to twist them together like that. And then you've got one great big long chenille stick. Then you're going to put the other two together and you're going to twist those round. So take one end and twist it round and round and round the other end, okay? So they twist together and you can actually see the two colours there, look how they've twisted. And then you've got a beautiful circle. Okay, so next job. Choose one of your colours of long wool. You've got to be able to tie knots to do this, okay? So you're going to tie a knot to attach it to your chenille circle. Just like that, okay? Right, now take it down to the bottom, okay, and wrap it round. All right, and then pull it not too tight because it will make your circle go a funny shape. And then decide where else you want it to go. I'm going to take mine up there and then I'm going to thread it round again. Just like that, okay? Now I think I want it to go over there. And I'm going to wrap it round again. So can you see it's making like a spider's web? Now where am I going to go? From here I think I'm going to go to here. And I'm going to wrap it round again. And then I think I might go over to there and wrap it round again. Okay, and you just keep going round and round until you're almost run out of wool. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to leave that bit dangling for a minute. Okay, and then I'm going to choose another colour, tie it on. There we are, just like that. And then I'm going to wrap it round in all different places, just like I did with the blue one. I'm going to end up in near to the blue one, like that, okay? There's a reason for that, because we're going to tie them together at the top. Make a little loop round your fingers, okay? Tie them together and snip the ends off. And when you've snipped off the ends, look, you've got a little loop to hang it up with. So now we need to make some dangly bits for the bottom. So I'm going to pick out some beads that I would like. I'm going to have 3, I think. And I'm going to take one of my shorter pieces of wool. Actually, I'm probably going to cut that in half because I don't want them too long. And I'm going to tie some knots in the bottom. Maybe 3 knots. What do you think? Okay, and then I'm going to thread my beads on. 2, 3. There we are. And then I'm going to tie this to the bottom of my dream catcher. And there we have it. Our beautiful dream catcher with only so far 1. Now, you've got plenty of beads and wool in your bag, so you can do as many as you like, okay? 4 or 5 along the bottom. If you look at this one, I've put 5 along there, but you can do as many as you like, make it as beautiful as you like, and then when you're done, pick up your sign. Remember, I have a dream, says Martin Luther King, and pop that into the middle of your dream catcher. There we are, and then you can hang that up in your bedroom, in your window, in your sitting room, wherever you like, and it will remind you of Martin Luther King having his dream.
Dance then wherever you may be, I am the Lord of the dawn, said he.